Previously, we got temporarily kicked out of the Marina Las Palmas to make room for the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, the biggest regatta in the world.
Hello!
We had to move outside to a mooring and we immediately got checked out. From now on, when we wanted to go ashore, we had to take the dinghy. Yesterday was Sunday and our first day alone here outside on the mooring wall because Rick left on Saturday and now we have to get by. Now sunshine again. It was cloudy in the morning. I'm always happy about sunshine because then our batteries are charging and I don't have to start the engine. Yesterday was already a little bit of an adventure, a challenge. Well, first of all, I went to take a shower on land and Jari, he played taxi and he took me ashore with the dinghy and he picked me up again. And on the way back, all of a sudden, one of the paddles just fell into the water, and that shouldn't have happened in the first place because our paddles are attached to the boat. So there was a loose screw apparently and one of the paddles just rips, and that's really bad. I mean, we do have an outboard engine, but if that fails, you are absolutely helpless without paddles. So yeah, and we were so paralyzed. Yeah, and I was looking at each other and just watching that thing first of all float and then sink. Ugh. But then we got Jari's snorkeling stuff and went back to the spot where the paddle had gone down, and he went down diving for it, and he's a much better freediver than I am because I have problems with pressure. I get really bad headache and ear pain. So he went down and he got the paddle back. Hero! It was so good. Then at night, just right before we wanted to go to bed, I discovered that our tank, our holding tank, the one with the dishwashing and the showering water, was overflowing. The best. At 10:30 at night, having to clean up the mess and get the pump working again, and I really hope that this pump is not going to leave us for the next 2 weeks because I don't really know how I would fix it. Yeah, well, mark my words. The things that the modern sailoress has to deal with nowadays. But other than that, everything's fine, and could have been worse. Could have been the tank for number 2. And yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, the only bigger problem sort of is electricity, especially in the morning when I get up, because the battery, only one, had to provide electricity for our fridge during the night. So when I get up in the morning, the battery is normally down to 70%. It shouldn't go below 60%. I can't start the diesel engine, our big engine. The tank was empty and we have to refill it. We have some what's it called, jerry cans, I think, canisters with diesel on board, but they're very big, very heavy, and I have to get them out and have to get the diesel in the tank, and couldn't be bothered yesterday. So now, right now, we can't start our engine. I do have a generator. No, you can't see it, but it's, as I said, it's like early in the morning. Neighbors here. Neighbors there. They would really hate me if I started the generator right now. It's very loud. So I'm a little bit stuck. My sailor's bar office, of course, hasn't opened yet. It doesn't open before 9:30, I think. I will be cheering for the sun that the sun is going to be so strong to charge the battery that I can actually use the inverter thing. Yeah, we have bought this new flag. We have this flag sewing project here on board. The kids have to make their own flags, but Jari made like the Spanish flag last year. It looks like a rag. It looks like the worst. It doesn't. You don't even recognize the colors anymore. Now we have a new flag. Good.
Yeah, remember what I said about the pump? Yeah.
Pump. So it entirely gave up yesterday. The pump motor gave up. There's something with the cables. It smelled burnt, and now I have to sort of make a shortcut cutting out this pump, because we have two pumps, the small one and the big one, and so we'll just cut out the big one and hope that the small one does the trick. And so for that I bought a valve thingy, I think it's called a check valve, check valve in English, Rücklaufventil, and I will now sort of cut out the pump and connect the two pipes with each other, so hopefully the small pump can pump out the stuff by itself. So this is the patient again, and this is the little pump engine, pump motor. So right now the only thing I can do, because I can't fix this thing, I have to cut this out. Now I'm going to connect these two guys. It's a very smelly operation. You just be glad that you can't smell what I smell right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put in this valve and connect these two pipes with each other. More smelliness, yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, scheiße.
Well, on day 9 I had the somewhat genius idea to use the rice cooker, which of course led to a blown fuse. So until we got a new fuse, we didn't have any electricity again.
Okay. Ui. Ja. Ich hab's einfach mal aufgebogen.
On day 11, where things were about to get boring, the outboarder stopped working. Something has been wrong with our carbonator the whole time.
So it's the second week into our mooring adventure, and we have a regularity that every three days something stops working. So this time it's the outboard engine again. We had fixed it 2 weeks ago before we went out to the mooring, but now yesterday it just all of a sudden it stopped working, and we had the mechanics over. It took them over an hour, almost 1.5 hours to figure it out, and it still doesn't work. That's promising. We'll see if it stays on and doesn't go out.
More bell, Süden! More bell! See you!
They say goodbye to every boat. There are going to be more than 200 boats, I think, going out now. I think it's the biggest rally in the world, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers.
More than 200 boats left that day to cross the Atlantic. Because of the Atlantic Ready for Cruisers that left yesterday, the internet, the Wi-Fi, and the whole marina was completely down. There's nothing you could do, I guess, because everybody was downloading weather files, wind files, movies, podcasts, audiobooks, stuff for entertainment during the 2 to 3 weeks crossing. Nothing worked. The bandwidth was completely absurd. Sucked.
We are going back inside the marina today. I decided that the reason is mainly because the wind is just becoming really strong this weekend and from the wrong direction. And the wind isn't even the problem. The problem is as well the waves that are coming in. And we already had a little bit of a taste of that the last 2 days. The boat was rolling really badly, and it was impossible to go in the dinghy, to go around inside the marina, because the waves were just too steep. It was too dangerous with our little outboard engine, and the only way to get on land now was the breakwater. And as I said, Friday, Saturday will be very uncomfortable again. So I'm going to try to put the boat back in today, and I've organized help, and I've met people, super kind people. That's the great thing about the sailing community. They're all so friendly and helpful. There will be an extra skipper on board to help me maneuver. You can't really compare it to change the parking site of, I don't know, a camper van or something. No, this is a state affair.
Jari and I spent all morning preparing our move back in. The kayaks were too heavy to lift them back up onto the boat, so Jari brought them inside the marina using the dinghy.
Wow, he's really good.
And I filled the last 20 liters of diesel in our tank to make sure that we wouldn't run out on our way back in. I also needed to vent the engine. For some reason, air kept coming in, which caused the engine to stop. That really shouldn't happen while docking.
Okay, let's see if it worked. Echt?
And the last thing on our list was taking back in our extra mooring lines.
My first mate right now, Jari.
Soon after that, my wonderful French and German friends arrived to help me bring the boat back inside.
This is where we were before. We made it. Can't believe it. Oh. I have funny hair, but I'm so relieved, and well, only with the help of the nicest people here. Amazing. And yeah, we're back inside, and Jari is going to fix the electricity now, right? With the cable, and then we can fill up our water, and we can go for a shower because I really need it. And thrilled.